Okay, this is Mr. C. Welcome to our first Zoom meeting of this week, 119 to 122. We've got some participants, looks like 6 of them. I can only see Mr. Wang. I can't see any other names, but I appreciate y'all coming out. I thought I'd start by just going over the assignments and then we will ask for any questions. Just doing section 2.1 this week. Practice problems. Problems are 5 to 21 odd. They're not directly for a grade, but quiz 2 on Friday, 122, and it's due Sunday will be based on them. MyLab statistics. The assignment, again, go right to the study plan, chapter 2, summarizing data and tables and graphs. And this week it's 2.1, organizing qualitative data. Again, they got these little headings: organize qualitative data in tables, and these are the exact problem numbers that I see on my screen. They should be on your screen. And then under construct bar graphs, you've got these problems. And under construct pie charts, you've got these problems. Just email me the percent. I believe there's 17 of these. 17 problems you get correct. Just send me an email telling me what percent. Get them all 100, 15 out of 17, we'll divide it and we'll get you that percent. I hope this is as clear as Lake Lanier. Next week we do 2.2 and there won't be a quiz, there'll be the test, first test. Y'all, 7 participants now, y'all got any questions? Can't hear anything. Make sure my volume's up. It's a little low. All right, that should be up now, plenty of volume. If anybody's talking. Anybody want to ask any questions? Okay. How'd the first week go? Anybody want to ask anything about the first week? You answered the first quiz. You're going to answer all the questions on those quizzes and tests the same way. You spell out the word true, capitalize T, spell out the word false, capitalize F. Computers, that's the kind of disadvantage of being online. Computers are very exacting. You got to tell it exactly what to accept. Can y'all even hear me? Would anybody just say anything if you can even hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good.
I can hear you.
You can hear. Okay, but you got no questions today?
No.
No.
Should I just charge into working some examples then off of this?
Yes, please do that.
All right, sure thing. Well, just a very quick intro to it. Chapter 2. The Wi-Fi has a delay today. I was noticing it in my first session at 8 o'clock. Maybe because my son's up there online. 2.1. About organizing qualitative data. If you remember from chapter 1, that means non-numeric qualities, attributes. In my regular classroom, I take a survey of, why don't we, maybe we can do just a quick example here. Why don't we do, the color of your car? I'll start. I've got a white car. So here's my collecting. So I've got a white car. Would anybody volunteer to, I got 7 participants. Can y'all go down the list and tell me the color of
A
your
white
car?
car.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a white car.
You know, I cannot understand the word right in front of car. I apologize. You got garbled.
White.
You have another white car. So that's 2
Yeah.
of us with white cars. Okay. Somebody,
Red car?
I have a red. Somebody else volunteer, tell us the color of your car?
Black car.
Yeah, it's hard to line you up online because I can't see you. Can you try again?
Black one.
Black.
Yes.
Okay. So we're up. Did I hear black again?
Yes.
Okay, that's 2 people with black cars. And
Silver?
silver. And we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. According to the number, I got 8 participants. One of them is me. At least 7 of us. 6 are showing here. With the remaining.
Mine's a dark purple, like blackberry color.
Okay. Dark pro. Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy names for these colors of cars. If you when you go buy one. Amazing.
Mine is gold.
Oh, we have a gold.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did that get everybody? If the Wi-Fi will catch up, I've got 2 more lines. I've written a dark purple line and a gold line. Hey, I'm on a Zoom. She left. Yeah. Yes. Okay, here we are. There is a name for this kind of arrangement of data. It's called a mess. I just randomly went through. You guys told me what color of your cars, and it organized this way, a mess. So it needs to be organized. Into a distribution. There's a very important word. Use it the rest of the, I can't spell it. Distribution, I-O-N, sorry, distribution. See if the Wi-Fi, okay, yeah, it's way behind me. Now you're gonna see how badly I misspelled distribution. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Mine's not thinking this morning. There we go. Okay, and organized. Again, organized arrangement of data. Man, is it slow today. I apologize. I don't know why it's so slow. This is like a minute slow. We're going to use a frequency distribution table. wonder if I should stop the share and reset it, see if it works any better. I hate to take y'all's time to do that, but I don't know if it, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is really slow, not usually this slow. Okay. This is the art of the class. There's no single correct way to do this. But in the first column, we have what are called categories. The order you present them doesn't matter. You could do it alphabetically, the order we took them. Not like if I do it one way, you do it another, I'm right and you're wrong. Dark purple, I'll abbreviate that, and gold. Y'all mind if I take the time to stop the share and reset this?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Let me see if it'll catch up to where I am so y'all don't lose that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, it's about to catch up. Am I recording this? I think I forgot to record it. No, I am recording it. Yeah, I'm recording it. Shoo. Sometimes I forget to record them, then I got to redo the videos. All right, I'm going to stop the share and try to come back to it and see if it'll work any better. I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
Well, at least for right now, it seems to be working a little better. Okay, so we set the categories, and in our next column, we're going to write frequency. Ah, this is working a little more real time now. Can y'all see all this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what we do, and sometimes you'll see a column for just the tick marks. In fact, I think the book shows that, I mean, in one example, but I've discovered most people are capable of looking at these tick marks and writing down your normal looking number. Are y'all capable of this incredible mental feat? Y'all don't need to see a column with the tick marks. We can just write numbers, right?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So for white, we had people say 2 white, red we had 1, black we had 2, silver 1, dark purple 1, and gold 1. So we're building a table like you're going to see out of the book. The book is going to have all kinds of tables all made up, and they're going to ask you questions about it. And I'm just showing you how they build the table just for an example. The next column is going to be called relative frequency. And it's going to be a fraction of the percent of these out of the whole. In other words, what part of these out of the whole? Part of the whole. So you've got to get a whole. So we're going to add this up. We have 5 to there, 3 is 8. Adds up to 8. So now you got 2 out of 8. In other words, we're going to divide each of those by that whole. 2 out of 8 is 1/4. That's 0.25. Usually use decimals to 2 places. 1 out of 8, might want to grab a calculator. 1 divided by 8. Two out of 8 is 1/4. That's 0.25. I did that in my head. 1 divided by 8, 0.125. If it'll catch up, back to delaying. Yeah, there we are, 0.125. I'll call that 0.13. 0.25 again, and each of the rest are going to be 0.13. All right, sometimes you'll see a percent column. But basically, this means 25% of us had bright white cars, 13% had these other categories, and 25% of us had black cars, and etc. Okay, to show this, this is shown in a bar graph. And in a bar graph, the bars do not touch. This is for 2-1. They look like kind of teeth. Let it catch up. I don't know where that red timer came in the middle of the screen. I didn't set that up. I'm still learning all this. It does strange stuff. A little faster Wi-Fi. That's great. Okay. I'll just mention next week when we get to quantitative. Now it's slow again. Bars touch. But this is next week. The bars are, and there is a reason this happens. We'll cover it next week, why the bars are close together in touch in quantitative data. This is for qualitative. All right, so for our example, again, since it's labels, not numbers, the order you do the bottom doesn't matter. If I can pull up what color cars we had white, red, black, silver, deep purple, gold. That's like your X column. You can do the vertical, the Y, either frequency or by the decimals, relative frequency. If you use the frequency numbers, it's a frequency bar graph. Relative frequency numbers, it's the relative frequency bar graph. I guess I'll choose frequency first, in which case the numbers will go up to 2. So maybe I'll just expand a little bit here. Call that 1, call this, call this 2. Call this a frequency bar graph. All right, and you just scale the bars up there. So white was 2, red was 1, black was 2, and the others were 1. Red was 1, black was 2, silver 1, deep purple 1, and gold 1. Okay, there's two other kind of names that come up with this. If you organize this with tall bars on left to short bars on the right, the picture would look like boom, 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 etc. It's called Pareto chart. I'll see if I can show you. Bar graph, constructing bar graphs. Where do they? Okay. Wi-Fi will catch up. I've got my book under the camera. There it goes. Pareto chart. So you can see their example, tall bar on the left to increase to decreasing order all the way to the right. Okay, and the last thing is called a pie chart. And it's done from relative frequencies. And you just divide the circle into sectors according to relative frequencies. People catch up. So a quarter of the circle is white. Quarter was black. And you had a bunch of little sectors corresponding to the others. Again, it's no single correct way to do it. And that's pretty much everything in this section. Y'all want to see some examples? I don't think you'll find these problems very difficult. Y'all want to see some examples?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, they can get really creative with how they do their pie charts. Very first problem starts off with, you might find this this may not be funny in terms of COVID. I always found this a little amusing, but that was pre-COVID. This may not be too amusing in the time of COVID. If the Wi-Fi will catch up. Very first homework problem's number 5 here. They formed a pie chart out of this guy's nose and how to beat the flu bug. My guess is the next editions of the textbooks will come in with COVID. All right, so you can see washing your hands was really popular. A quarter of the people said flu shot, taking vitamins 12%, drinking orange juice 2% to beat flu. So they asked the questions up here on the next column. Can you all handle these? These are incredibly difficult here. Got to be real Einstein. Can you tell what is the most common approach?
Washing your hands.
Washing hands. And what percent of the people chose this?
61.
61%. Should we put a whole bunch of these kind of problems on the test? Or are these too difficult? Doesn't sound like you guys want these kind of problems on the test.
They seem easy.
Yes, maybe.
We do.
You do. All right, all right. So yeah, I'll let you leave the rest of them. Cosmetic play, you can rate your bars horizontally. That's what they do in number 6. I didn't put it on the homework for practice, but you can see the different kinds of cosmetic plastic surgeries. They ask questions about them. Let's see. Here's a simple one that's odd. That's on the thing. It's on the next page at the bottom called divorce. If the Wi-Fi will catch up. An opinion regarding divorce. And do you think it's morally wrong, morally acceptable, or depends on the situation? Okay, the Wi-Fi is still pointing at cosmetic plastic surgeries, so yeah, it'll catch up. I'm trying, you can almost see the word divorce there under my thumb. There, well, a little further down. Number 9 there, opinion regarding divorce. So they've run the percents horizontally, and they've run the bars horizontally on this one. The first question is on the next top of the next column, part A. What percent of respondents believe divorce is morally acceptable? Well, this is where you're going to have you have to guesstimate a little bit. And statistics is nothing but fuzzy. So looks like it's just shy of 70. But if you said 70, I would mark it wrong. Call it 69. Divorce is morally acceptable. So part A, 69%. I wrote that down. I don't know if I can get that. On the camera. Back to a very long delay here. Taking its time to catch up. Barely see it. It's actually number 9 off page number 9. Would y'all know how to answer B while it's trying to catch up? If there are 240 million adult Americans, how many believe divorce is morally wrong? Would y'all know how to answer that? They want the number of Americans who believe divorce is morally wrong. Can you tell off the chart? you'd basically be taking, you have to guesstimate maybe 22% of 240. Part B, you'd have to figure percent morally wrong. Not percent morally wrong, number morally wrong. Would be maybe 22% of 240. That would mean you take 0.22 times 240. This is in millions. I'm coming up with about 52.8 million. They have it at 55.2. So hope I got the morally wrong. A little over 20%. I don't know. Maybe they get it some other way. Like I say, it's a little fuzzy. They came up with 55.2. Maybe they did 21%. Would y'all been able to answer that?
Yes.
Okay. So they give you a whole bunch of these kind of questions. I'll let it write my answer down. Like you say, I didn't get exactly them. The book got 55.2. All right, now actually gathering data starts at problem 13. I don't know why the Wi-Fi is so delayed. My son's actually not on the, he's between classes, so I got a new modem in too. Maybe there's just heavy use. Middle of the day, a lot of people online, schools and everything. I don't know. I'm looking at problem 13 on the next page. It's trying to get there. They're giving you the first two categories of a table. They don't always have to use the same words at the top. Instead of calling it categories, they're calling it response. And then the frequencies are this, and this is about a national survey. This was asked, how often do you wear a seatbelt when you're riding in a car driven by someone else? So you see we got a bunch of daredevils who say never, well, not a bunch, a few daredevils, 125. And then we got really safe people always wear their seatbelt, 2,518. Whole bunch of parts. Y'all want an example of any of this, or do y'all want to try it on your own and then hit me on Thursday? We're gonna have another day Zoom on Thursday at noon. Do y'all want another day Zoom? Or do y'all want to see an example of something like this?
Could you do B or C?
See, B or C? Well, see, the thing is, to do B or C, I'm gonna have to do A, because they're gonna come up off the relative frequency distribution. Let me see if I can very quickly draw A, and then you can read it right off. Page 70, part problem 13. So response, never, rarely, sometimes wear their seatbelt. Most of the time, I'll just abbreviate that, most of the time wear their seatbelt, or always wear their seatbelt. And so that's their response. Here's the frequency. And they have got 125, 5, 324, 52, 1257, and 2518. All right, then part A, the relative frequency distribution. This is the relative frequency. It shows how the decimals, the relative frequencies, the parts are distributed among these categories. We'll call that RF, and you're going to have to total that up. Not as easy to do since they're not simple whole numbers. I'm just doing this off camera. I'm just adding these numbers up. I'm getting 4776. I'm off camera here. Let's see where it's catching up to me. I'm going to divide each of these by 4776. Keep 2 places. I'm getting 0.03. 4 divided by 4776. 0.07. 776, 0.12. If you round it a little differently, it's not a big deal. You could call it 0.115. 1257 divided by 4776, we're up to 0.26. And 2518 divided by 4776. We call it 0.53. Let me pause for see if it'll catch up. Okay, so I got the first 2 columns of the table there. I've got the third one written down. I don't know how long it'll take to do it. See, I'm dividing by 4776, each one individually. That'll give me the fraction or part of the whole. I'm punching away off camera. Got 3% there. Next one should be 0.07. And again, if you round it a little differently, there's a little art to this, little room for fudge in these factors. 12% there. I can actually comment on my own writing here. This is so slow. Point 26% there. And a little more than half, 53%. Always wear their seatbelt. Okay, so now you asked about B or C. So B, the answer to part A is this entire column. B, what percentage? Answer always. Percent always. Well, now can you see? Right off the chart, 53%. Should we put a whole bunch of these on the test?
That's fine.
Okay. It'll catch up. I've written down the answer to B. And for C, you want percent, never or rarely. We're going to see in chapter 5, the word or means add. So never is 3%, or rarely is 7%. You could do the decimal, not 0.7%, 7%. You could do the decimals, getting 10%. Said never or rarely, and I may have frozen here. It's not catching up. Oh, now it is. Okay. I wrote the answer to C down. Y'all need to see any of the rest of it? they're asking for a frequency bar graph in D, a relative frequency bar graph. They want both bar graphs in D and E. Pie chart in F, and whether this is descriptive or inferential in G. Anybody want to see any of that? Or is this so painful you're ready to you've seen enough, you can't stand any more of this pain? Y'all want to see any more of this problem? Dead silence. Does this mean you've seen enough, or you're dying to see more, or you're just dying?
I'm on question A, part A. It's like the part A talking about the relative frequency distribution. Is it only this section
No, we're gonna.
as the answer?
Okay. Part A is this entire column.
Okay.
It hasn't caught up to me, but I'm pointing to it. But that's your relative frequency distribution, is when you divide each of these frequencies by this total.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Then in B and C, they ask about individual categories. A, B always, and C never or rarely. And you can read that right off the chart.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody want to see more?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Anybody
I'm
else?
good as well.
I'm good too.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll have another day Zoom on Thursday at 12. So if you try these and try the MyLab statistics and everything, you can ask any questions about this section, Thursday at 12 again. We'll have a night session Thursday as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure thing. This means you've seen enough. Ready to end the session?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, well, sounds good. If you got any other questions, feel free to, of course, email me. Be happy to do the best I can to answer them. But otherwise, we'll end the session. Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a
Thank you.
great day.
Bye.
Bye.